How a woman reacts when she realizes you have lost interest. Part 2. Part 1, I already posted that video for you. Part 2, it's another realization that some women who don't belong in part 1 realize in a different form, in a different way that I'm going to mention for you. Stage 1, losing control. Now, that realization will hit harder for you are not actually interested in her, and maybe you have finally reinforced the boundary. This isn't about she misses you, she wants you. She is addicted to the controlling power and having the upper hand of deciding for your own definition of reality and how you will perceive it. And now that you are not interested in her, Isaac, she feels like she has finally lost the control. Why? Because in the past, she felt secure, that you are predictable, you are emotionally invested, and she can read, sense, feel that for that perception gives her a feeling and a sense that someone she once used to know, she doesn't know. And now that it's a different perspective, she is coming from uncertainty now, and there is lack of control. The feelings have instantly shifted, and she thought that maybe the relationship will work. It can only work when she doesn't rely on your predictability and also on you emotionally investing in her. And now that she is losing control of that, she needs it again. And trust me, she doesn't need it because maybe she wants it to work. She might want it to work to her own perception and how she wants it to work on her own way. Because that perception communicates security, safety to her own definition. And now that you are not emotionally invested, you are pulling back, there is an instant shift in her perception of your reaction because it communicates uncertainty and these signals that the relationship she thought exists for Isaac, you are predictable. Now it doesn't exist. Now she feels like she is losing the power and the control, but all the power and the control, it's just an illusion in her psyche that she believes in so much, and she will persevere to always grasp and hang on that illusion, believe in that illusion, come up with different types of what? Characters, behavior to hang on that illusion of power. So she will come to realize that she is not in control and she is never in control. Losing that power forces her to enter into the unfamiliar territory that she is not used to. And now she asks herself, what did I miss? Did I misjudge him? Did I misread him? I thought he was predictable. Was I wrong? I thought he was supposed to act this way. I thought he was invested. Were my instincts wrong? Were my judgments wrong? This is different. It's not being driven by the confusion, but it is a fact that she is losing the certainty she thought she used to control. She is losing the connection, the love, the fantasy, the certainty she thought she controlled. And her only definition of love, affection, is when you act in ways that deliver a specific perception of who you are, and that is the image that she has created in her mind, and she is slowly, consistently coming up with that image. This reaction and this shock comes from the feelings of losing the control of the connection she thought she had. And it's not the connection, but it's the control of that connection. And here is the powerful part. This is when the balance will instantly shift. Your silence and your withdrawal spikes different types of thoughts because of the misery. And because in between you and Hannah, you have already pulled back, there is mystery because she can't tell, she can't predict. She is filled with thoughts and questions of how, why? Did I not understand him? Aren't humans just predictable? That is how humans are supposed to act, behave, respond. Are we supposed to act in ways that deliver who we are? What made him change? She will go to stage 2, whereby she will have the need of reclaiming and regaining validation. Now, all of a sudden, maybe she will even start provoking you and maybe saying the negative words so that you can overreact, respond in an emotional state, because for that will allow you to pay attention to her. When I have a conversation with you, Isaac, in a certain way that is negative and it triggers a specific feeling in your state of being, that will influence you, Isaac, to pay attention to who? To Hannah. So when you pay attention to Hannah, at this very moment, you are giving her what? Validation. And you will think she is overreacting because of I pull back. She is acting this way because I did this. That is what most men do, and they end up reciprocating too quickly and too soon. At this very moment, Hannah will act in ways that confirms to you, Isaac, that you are the problem. You are the reason why she pulled back. When Hannah will realize that the provoking words are not working on you, Isaac, she will start to reach out through text, through calls, and you will feel that she is trying to engage with you. This is not just a caring part that she wants to have a relationship with you. This is a system that has been planned systematically to get your reaction or to gauge if you are pretending to pull back and you don't want nothing to do with her. Now that her negative words never worked on you, she's trying to reach out. And now that reaching out is also not working on you, I want to understand. I'm trying to test your pullback, how you acted, the way you acted. Was it to test me or was it genuine? And if it was to test me, the moment I will try to text you, call you, reach out, you will respond too quickly, too soon, too excited, and you are ready to give her more validation. And at this very moment, when you validate her, this is when she will disappear because she has got what she wanted. It's not the love, it's not the sleeping together, it is only the validation feeling. And the validation feeling is your energy, your response. I need to have a feeling that you care. I need to have a feeling that you pulling back was just to test me, and now I am using the game against you. And I can only do that by acting in ways that communicates I care. When that caring part will heighten your feelings of she came back, so that you can act on those feelings. So I have to reinforce and spike a specific feeling in your state of being, because that is the weakness, and it's also the language to access your subconscious reality. For your subconscious mind and your subconscious reality, it is your emotions, and the emotions, it's the language to your reality or to your own definition of reality. So you are making decisions on your feeling and not on logic. On logic is, she tried to reach out, okay? Okay? She tried to text more, to call me, okay? Okay? That is what human beings do. That is what will happen. That is what eventually goes on. And until you realize that how you are acting to reciprocate, it communicates weakness, and she will totally disappear after getting your validation, you are totally fucked, Isaac. It's not only that. At this very moment, she will even start mentioning other people. It's again to trigger you, find her attractive, so that you can feel jealousy and you can make a move on her and you can give her more validation, so that she can feel like she is again in control. It's not about you. It's about, I feel like I am again in control, and because you pull back, I need to pull back so that I can again feel like I am the one making the decision. It's toxic, narcissistic, and it will cause more harm emotionally, but that gives her the power she has lost, and that is all she needs. When she says this, it's a way of testing your emotional stability, in trying to test your boundaries. If you can break the boundary that you introduced just to communicate with her and entertain her around. When you don't entertain her bullshit, Isaac, then she will tell herself, so Isaac is not the guy I thought he was. So Isaac acts in ways that is totally different, and he is unpredictable, because there is a total shift in her own perception of who you are. And now she is fully aware that she cannot control you. This is not about her, Isaac, or you having an upper hand on Hannah. This is about you regaining your own autonomy and having your own control of your own operation, and mastering how you have been operating, your weaknesses and your strengths. Try to understand that you will make decisions on your feelings. It equals to misjudgments, and trying to please other people to fulfill what they perceive it is value. And until you realize and conclude that this is not about her, it's about what you want and your peace of mind, she will continuously control you because she has a perception that who you are, it's a guy who makes decisions on a motive of feelings, because that is how he perceives reality. It's through feelings, and the feelings aren't genuine because I am only talking in your subconscious reality. Which leads to stage 3, triggering her to reevaluate. Now, you never overreacted, you never over-explain yourself why you pull back, you still reinforce the boundary, and it is okay. It doesn't matter if she cares. You don't really disrespect her, but again, you don't entertain her. You treat her with kindness, but again, you don't entertain her. You treat her with respect, but again, you reinforce the boundary that creates a more healthy relationship for you. Now, at this very moment, Isaac, she starts to reevaluate herself. It's just the human nature. I made a decision on a specific perception of who you are. And now that you are delivering a specific perception that doesn't define who you are according to my own perception, now I slowly start to reevaluate by analyzing some of our past interactions, some of our past conversation, who you are, how you act, how I can act in ways that can influence you to act in ways that deliver specific value. And now that you are not acting in those ways, I'm asking myself, what did I do wrong? What did I miss in this conversation? What did I do wrong? Did I misjudge him? Did I overstep? Am I moving too fast? And she is analyzing your past interaction, trying to gain clarity of who you really are and how she can again have the upper hand. And it's not about maybe feeling sorry that she is controlling you, and that is her character. These women, they are always in denial, and they think the only way someone can have or can be around them is they need to have a specific perception of who you are so that they can control you. And now that they are losing that perception, that gives them a specific understanding that it finds she was wrong. And she's not okay with that. These will not just be constant questions of thoughts. It is a loop and a pattern that is replaying and playing in her mind every now and then to gain clarity. And that is when someone is going to be invested in you without even knowing. She doesn't even know that is happening. But once you become someone who tries to analyze something consistently to gain clarity, then there is a fact that that is what you will perceive and you will see, even when it's not a fact. Because she is trying to piece together, piece by piece, point by point, your interactions, so that when I piece together this interaction and come up with an image that defines who you are, and then trying to seek clarity, and then maybe try to ask for advices from other people, I am coming up with a narrative that defines who you are. And in that constant loop, trying to seek for advice from their friends, now she is consistently trying to be in your life. And she will subconsciously be obsessed with you because it's all the energy. The moment you pull back, and now someone starts to slowly invest in you by getting to understand if she really overstepped, if something is wrong. Now she is slowly investing in you. When she comes up with a narrative that describes who you are, that absence and you pulling back, it's again amplifying the positivity on your side. Now she will slowly start to miss you because she is being amplified by a specific narrative that is consistently positive. For she misses your efforts, she misses your hard work, and even when she comes back, it doesn't mean that you should reciprocate because you do not know if she is in that stage of understanding your effort. Even when she understands and appreciates your efforts, you should again reciprocate, for she is being motivated by your value and not on a genuine care and on a genuine love. She needs to realize how much she will lose when she doesn't change. If she allows control to be the only trait she can use to have you, she will question her character, her behavior, but not in a conscious way. All she knows is you are a good guy. She can still be with you. She will move to the role of ego. Ego is a very stubborn influence on someone who thinks she is in control and she has the power. Ego is a powerful force in this equation, Isaac. It is tied to her sense of control and identity. And when that control is threatened, her ego reacts defensively. Like, so it's not her. When someone is trying to be in control and trying to have the power, this is someone who thinks that instead of accepting that my control is affecting this relationship, because of the ego, I will be on the defensive side. I am allowing ego rule me because it's part of my identity and it's part of my control, and I don't want to lose the control. It will force her to end up acting and overreacting. This will push her, and it will force Hannah to confront a part of who she is that she doesn't really want to face. It will force her to face that character in her, thriving off of validation, thriving off of power, thriving off of illusions. It will spin a negative energy in her state of being because of the thoughts that are consistently spinning, for she wants a consistent answer, a direct answer, a realistic answer. She can't get it, and you are still not interested. This is the only way, the only lock that will force and push her to face her own ego, her own illusions of what she thinks it is healthy, that she might not be ready to face it, and she might not even feel happy facing it, because it's all an ego. Your calmness is what she needs to get rid of that perception of her ego and her self-importance, because both of you matter. Your calmness can only solve an illusion that she is relying on. Most of the time, women act in ways that isn't healthy because, Isaac, you consistently reinforce it. You consistently validate it. You consistently try to react, overreact, and explain yourself. Oh, explain yourself for what? You know that she did something wrong. You pull back. And then you need to explain her reaction to your pullback, but she caused you to pull back, or she acted in ways that is unhealthy, and you know it. And now that she is reacting to the pullback, you think you are the problem, when in fact she is reacting to her own perception of an illusion that she thinks it is a reality, and that perception is being in control and being in charge. They will finally start to treat you in the right way. She's not treating you in the right way because you should reciprocate and she cares. No, you need to allow her realize that she made a huge mistake, and at this very moment she needs to prove her validation on a genuine foundation. You shouldn't build another relationship on a cracked foundation. She will put herself first because of how that makes her feel. When I feel like I have the power and I am in control, that makes me feel in a certain way, but it is just again a perception. But when you remove that reinforcement of a controlling character, a controlling behavior, now that pushes me and forces me to understand that actually I underestimated your value. Even when I care and then I come back, we shouldn't reciprocate. When you expect a specific return, then you are expecting a return from a toxic woman. And that is not the way to go about it. You just do the right thing. So pulling back isn't about to ignite a jealousy feeling in Hannah, or maybe to allow her feel attracted to you, or maybe to influence her or get obsessed with you, or maybe to get a specific return from Hannah. It's all to work on yourself and pay attention to your hobbies, to your interests, to your life, and stop analyzing things. Sometimes things might just be in ways that you might not know. It might just be a coincidence, and you are right. It's not about you, it's about Hannah. It's not about them, it's about you. If you tell yourself that, now you are again trapped in that illusion that maybe you are low value or you are weak. But you need to accept that people act in ways that make them feel in a certain way because that is what communicates reality in their own definition. Are you a new member? Welcome on board.